News today. Brampton turns 50. Minimum wage increases in Ontario.
Senegal has a new president. And in sports, Arsenal and Manchester.
A rare solar eclipse darkens the skies this April 8th.
Brampton Rising Star Talent Hunt Show coming up this summer. A woman was left in serious condition following a shooting on Gore Road and Fogger Road. The Peel Region Police are investigating the incident and have not yet identified any suspects.
2 a.m. on Mara Lane, just south of 38th and Post on the Far East Side. Police on the scene tell us the woman was inside and been hit by bullets as well. The victim was taken to Eskenazi for treatment. Police have not given any information on possible suspects in this.
There has been a significant issue with illegal rental units in Brampton. A recent report highlighted that 25 international students were found living in a single basement, prompting discussions on housing shortages and rental regulations. The Black Community Canada TV, BCCTV, and the Jiwa Recording Studio were unveiled on Saturday, the 18th of May, 2024. This unveiling was carried out by the Mayor, Patrick Brown, alongside Councillor Rod Parr. Pastor Timothy Oyeyinka was also present to dedicate the studio and equipment to God Almighty. MP Kamal Kera was also in attendance with several other dignitaries. Reverend Blessing, as the CEO, expressed gratitude to God and to everyone that was in attendance. Now the BCCTV
joining us. Yes, I wasn't expecting to see you here so soon, and we're just great to have you here with the little one. How's Genevieve?
She's doing great, yeah. We're excited to be here for this launch today. And
is she here?
No, Genevieve's not here. She's with her daughter right now.
Oh, how old? Unveiling and unlaunching. It's so great to have you here. Can you share with us your name and how you know Reverend Blessing?
Alexi Hammer. My name is Nosakari Alexi Hammer. I met Blessing in ages ago, can't even say maybe 15 years ago, in a church, King's Court, Redeemed Church. And since then, Blessing is community. She's not just in the community, but she is community.
It was. So do you know why you're here today?
Because we're opening a brand new studio and youth hub.
Yes, excellent. And you had the pleasure of opening a recording studio.
Right.
You heard some of our jams. Did you like it?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Actually, I'm amazed that you guys have your own jingle, so.
That I could dance it out for ages. That was a really great song. It was a really great song.
In this country, nothing makes me happier than seeing outright person. So I just want to say all the very best to all of you, and I can't wait to see this grow and empower not just by This is on behalf of the Government of Canada.
Wow.
Now the BCCTV and the Jiwa Recording Studio are situated on 15 Regan Road, Brampton City. The truck driver involved in the tragic Humboldt Bunkers bus car crash has been ordered to be deported from Canada 6 years after the incident. An Immigration and Refugee Board hearing was held virtually in Calgary for Jaskirat Singh Sidhu on Friday morning, where the decision was handed out.
It was a tragedy that shook a nation. On a rural Saskatchewan road, 16 lives were suddenly ended. 13 others were injured, and countless families were forever changed. That includes for Jaskarit Singh Sidhu, the rookie truck driver whose semi collided with a bus carrying a junior hockey team.
He's dealing with very severe post-traumatic stress disorder and severe anxiety, as it was. And now facing having his family broken up is pretty tough to deal with, I think.
Sidhu moved to Canada from India in 2014. As a permanent resident without citizenship, his crime means his deportation is a foregone conclusion, something not all the victims' families agree with.
And I don't think this is a necessary step for him and a necessary conclusion to all this. We've made our peace with this a long time ago, and Mr. Sidhu's done his time.
There's a full range of emotions for the many families now processing the news.
At this point, it's kind of past me. It's completely out of my control. I mean, unfortunately, he's going to have to live with the consequence for the rest of his life.
Others, like the parents of another victim, Logan Boulay, say they're thankful for the decision as they continue to believe that Mr. Sidhu should be deported from Canada, saying they're prepared to remain diligent in this belief even as Mr. Sidhu may launch further appeals. But because of the length of Sidhu's unprecedented 8-year sentence, he lost his right to appeal, at least until a deportation order was granted.
Now that it's been issued, he can apply to get his permanent residence back on humanitarian and compassionate grounds. And that's what we're going to do.
His lawyer says Sidhu's son has medical issues that would prevent him from moving back to India with him, potentially ripping apart the family of a man some say has suffered enough.
Sidhu's lawyer says the
Workers at Canada Border Service Agency have voted in favor of a strike, which could lead to significant disruption at the border crossing. Meteorologists predict that Canada will experience an above-average hurricane season this year, urging residents to be prepared. Filmmaker Morgan Spurlock, known for the documentary Super Size Me, has died at the age of 53.
Filmmaker Morgan Spurlock has died. The Super Size Me director's family confirmed the news to Variety. Spurlock died on Thursday after a cancer battle. He was 53 years old.
Pro-Palestinian demonstrators have been issued trespass notices at the University of Toronto, with the university planning to take legal action if the encampment is not cleared.
Since Saturday, pro-Palestinian protesters have been camping on the front lawn in companies that are linked to the Israeli military and the Israeli state. That includes weapons manufacturers, but also Canadian banks and companies that are selling goods manufactured in Israel. The university says it'll talk with protesters, but only if they agree to pack up the camp. The protesters say they'll stay until the university makes a real commitment to divest. The university has asked Montreal police to clear out the camp, and Premier François Legault has said he wants police to act. However, Montreal police say the camp remains peaceful, and they're hoping for a peaceful resolution.
In Berlin, German police have used force against students protesting Israel's action in Gaza, raising concerns about freedom of speech.
Ein Verbleib vor Ort stellt eine Ordnungswidrigkeit gemäß § 27 Absatz 1 Nummer 5 Versammlungsfreiheitsgesetz Berlin dar.
Hundreds of Tunisians have rallied against what they describe as a government crackdown on media and freedom of expression. Italy has announced the resumption of funding to the United Nations Relief and Work Agency, primarily to address the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Rescuers are searching for over 300 people buried by a landslide in Papua New Guinea, with efforts complicated by blocked access routes.
Hundreds are feared dead after a massive landslide in northern Papua New Guinea early on Friday. The landslide leveled homes in Enga province, around 370 miles north of the capital, Port Moresby. Videos verified by Reuters show men digging through soil, clambering over rocks, uprooted trees, and mounds of dirt, searching for survivors. Papua New Guinea's media, citing a member of the country's parliament, said the landslide buried over 8,000 homes. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation said the landslide has blocked highway access, making helicopters the only way to reach the area. It said emergency teams had reached the sparsely populated area where the death toll is expected to rise. Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister James Marape said disaster officials, the Defence Force and other officials are assisting with relief and recovery efforts.
The former Colombian President Alvaro Uribe has been charged with witness tampering and faces up to 12 years in prison.
He's one of Colombia's most influential politicians, a former president, the founder of the current ruling party, and a sitting senator. Alvaro Uribe is now set to become the country's first ex-head of state to be detained.
The deprivation of my freedom causes deep sadness for my wife, for my family, and for the Colombians who still believe that I have done something good for the homeland.
Uribe is facing allegations of witness tampering and bribery, accusations his supporters say are politically motivated. His most powerful champion is none other than current President Iván Duque, who came to his defense once again.
Soy y seré siempre un creyente en la inocencia y honorabilidad de quien con su ejemplo se ha ganado un lugar en la historia de Colombia.
Uribe's opponents, though, welcomed the court's decision.
No hay individuos, no hay personas que en Colombia estén por encima de la justicia y de la ley. Yo considero es una decisión que nos ayuda a consolidar la democracia en Colombia.
It's the former president's feud with Senator Cepeda that kicked off this legal saga. In 2012, Uribe accused the left-wing politician of slander. This after Cepeda accused his rival of cozying up to far-right paramilitary groups. Fast forward 6 years, the Supreme Court dismissed the slander case, opening up the current probe into the ex-president instead.
And in sports, Manchester United defeated Manchester City 2-1 to win the 2024 FA Cup at Wembley Stadium. This victory marked their 13th FA Cup win. The goals for United were scored by academy graduates Alejandro Garnacho and Kobe Mano in the first half, although Manchester City's Jeremy Doku scored late in the match. United held on to secure the victory.
143rd FA Cup final is underway and Manchester United face possibly their toughest assignment of the season. Their opponents have won their last 11 ties in the competition, including last year's final in this very fixture. Gone cross field and Garnacho might be underneath this. Goalkeeper's come for it. Garnacho! He scored! A mix-up from Manchester City and Alejandro Garnacho. Joined by Wan-Bissaka now. Fernandes. Mainu! 2-0!
That's 2-0 now, all right.
And there's no doubt about that one. Manchester United double the lead against the Premier League champions. And there is delirium in the red half of the stadium. Doku. Onto his right foot, fires through bodies. Oh, it's squeezed in. And Onana, who stopped so much, can't keep out the strike from Jeremy Doku. That's it. Get the red ribbons ready. Manchester United, FA Cup winners for a 13th time. And they've done it. But the belief has always stayed And as we've seen so many times in the past, Manchester United come out on top in the biggest fixture in English football.
Thank you for watching BCCTV News. I am UKELA Prince.
On the news today, Brampton turns 50. Minimum wage increases in Ontario.
Senegal had a new president. And in sports, Arsenal and Manchester.
A rare solar eclipse darkens the skies this April 8th.
Brampton Rising Star Talent Hunt Show coming up this summer.